Hello guys, welcome to your second Photoshop tutorial from Tech Without Fear. This Photoshop tutorial is going to be slightly more advanced, so if you don't have any previous experience, I suggest learning a little more before approaching this. Don't worry, we'll also be putting out some more beginner videos. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the double exposure effect. So first thing we want to do is select two images. So I have this image right here, Beautiful Florence, and I want to blend it in with Ezio from Assassin's Creed. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Channels, Blue. I'm going to look for actually the channel which produces the most contrast. That's not RGB. So if we look through here, we can actually see green. Green has tons of contrast. So we want to pull it down here so it duplicates. What we're going to go to do is Image, Adjustments, and then we're going to go to Levels. And we're going to bring our levels closer to black and try to create as much of the picture black as we can. What we want to avoid is the fuzziness that happens here, because when we're selecting it will create some imperfections, which we try to avoid. Alright, so this seems good. Now you'll see the whole picture is in black, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to the brush tool. We're going to make sure it's normal, 100% opacity, and we're going to have 100% hardness. We're going to make sure it's black, and we're just going to start coloring in parts. You want to be a little careful like that, you don't want to do that. Alright, now that we have that, we're going to control click on our thumbnail so it selects everything. And then we're going to go back to layers. We're going to make sure to duplicate this. We're going to need several duplications, so let's just make 3 here. What we want to do for the first one is, now that you have your image background selected, you want to just delete it. So we're on white. And then what you want to do for this layer is actually delete the background also. And then for the final layer, you want to select inverse. And what you want to do is you want to take the paintbrush tool, sure it's set to white, and just alright, so what you want to do is you want to make sure the inverse is selected, then you want to fill, and you want to fill it with complete white. And now we can see this layer is completely filled white. Alright, next thing we're going to do is we're going to select our picture. I'm going to drag it on right here. We want to deselect for now. And we want to make it bigger so that it fits in with the picture. Transformation, click. Make sure you have a pretty high resolution picture, so if you need to resize it, you don't have to worry about pixelation. Once again, control click, and what we're going to do, we're going to create a layer mask right here, and that's going to cut our picture, and that looks very nice on its own, but that's kind of not what we're going for. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring this back to the top, and we're going to go to Image, Adjustments, and we're going to desaturate to make everything in black and white. So now that we have this, we are going to click here, and we're going to click multiply, and you see that's going to bring the background through. And then what we want to do is create another layer mask. Go to our brush eraser tool, and what we're going to do, we're going to set it to white, and we're going to start erasing parts of that we don't want, details we don't want showing. A neat trick you can use for this part would be to take your brush, to take a paintbrush actually instead of the eraser, and what you want to do is set it to dissolve, so that when you start coloring it in with the black, it's full. However, if you set the hardness lower and you start erasing, you'll see that it's not erasing fully, it's erasing with segments like that. And if we decrease the hardness all the way, we'll see that it doesn't erase fully. So Alt Control Z to bring yourself back, and we want to use that dissolve brush so it blends in. There's no sharp edges. And then for the ones that we do want just everything cut out, we just go back to the normal brush, bring our hardness back to the top, and we see we have a nice image right here. Now if you're not satisfied and you want to move the back image a little bit more, just unlink the mask and you see you can move around what's in the back to more fit your image. So now that we have this, it's a really great effect, but we want to go for a little more. So what we're going to do right here is we are going to get out of view for everything. Actually, let's keep our layer here. And I want to take the eyedropper tool, look for something that you want the background to be. So let's say I want the background to be this purplish color. I'll do that. I'll go to this layer right here, bring it up to the top and make sure that the layer is completely of that color. And we can see it's a beautiful effect, but we're actually going to go slightly bit further. Bring this again, this image in. Make it big again. This is what's gonna really make our image pop. Set it down. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. We learned this in our last tutorial. And then we're gonna place it right at the back. And you can see this looks amazing, but we want one more last effect. And what that's going to be is we're going to be erasing right around here. Now this will look okay, but also if you could also apply a layer mask, and you could use the brush tool to start just erasing away. But with the brush tool, you can also use a dissolve with a 0 hardness. And you'll see the dissolve kind of adds a nice spray effect around. So whatever you choose to surround your double exposure with is up to you, but I just showed you 2 different types of brushes you can use. So believe it or not, you guys are actually done, and you see how this effect looks amazing. And so you can tweak parts of it as you wish. You may wish to make the less of the features stand out, so you can go back to the brush and start erasing more of the features with dissolve, so it will blend in a little bit better. You may wish that I only want what's on top of the skyline to show and I want the rest to be the city. It's up to you. But now that you know how to do it, you can mess around with the different brush sizes, different brush angles. You can go directly erase from here, or you can add a layer mask and start erasing around the layer mask. It's all up to you. Thank you for watching, and we hope that you'll like, comment, and subscribe.